Welcome to BDJ Daily Torah, a service of B'nai David Judea Congregation in Los Angeles.
In this week's Parsha, which Rabbi Stein noted has the most mitzvot out of any Parsha, we see the mitzvah of when if we build a new house, we're obligated to put up guardrails along the roof so that basically so that nobody falls and hurts themselves or, God forbid, kills themselves. And many commentators expand this obligation to avoid maintaining any hazardous item on our property in order to avoid injury to ourselves or to others. But Rabbi Rosner cites Rabbi Mordecai Eliyahu, who derives an important lesson relating to spiritual growth from this pasuk. And basically he says, look, when people are inspired to improve themselves, they often seek to reach for the stars. It's natural to strive to be the best at anything that we do. But when it comes to enhancing our spirituality, we also need to have realistic goals and really to take it step by step. Basically, if someone tries to jump too high and do too much too quickly, the person is likely to fall. So therefore, we have to establish sort of like a fence around our spiritual growth roof, whatever you want to call it, and really target realistic improvements for ourselves, things that really are within our reach. So we have to be careful that we don't set goals that are unrealistic or unattainable. A goal that's slightly beyond our reach is great. Generally, it's within our grasp, and we're really, striving to improve ourselves. And we should always seek to continue to grow and improve. But if we take on too much, then we are doomed to failure, and it could probably have the opposite effect. And there's a story in a Gemara in the Sefer Chulin, which incidentally was like Daf Yomi a few days ago, where basically Mar Ukva said, and this is all about the time that you're supposed to wait between eating milk and meat. It's a whole nother discussion, how we get to really the 6 hours. But the Gemara recounts that Mar Ukva says that he is not as great as his father, who waited 24 hours between eating meat and milk. We should all be very happy that we're not as great as Mar Ukva's father, right? I think everybody wants to wait 24 hours. But basically, if the question is, if Mar Ukva felt that it was such a pious act that his father waited 24 hours, how come he didn't adopt it as well? And perhaps Mar Ukva felt like there were many other characteristics that he had to improve that were more significant. But he also knew that spiritual growth occurs gradually, and he knew that he really wasn't capable of waiting 24 hours. And it's basically Mar Ukva waited effectively 6 hours, and that's how we get the 6 hours. So really the idea is that if we're having difficulty with certain things, whether it's speaking Lashon Hara, concentrating during davening, the chumras that we take on shouldn't be I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night, or I'm going to wake up for Vatikan. Those are things that are probably not realistic. So we really need to we need to accept things that are realistic within our level of observance. And so just in terms of a sports analogy, you could probably apply it to any sport. When you're down by a lot, you're facing significant deficit. The coaches always say we're not going to get it all back at once. You have to get it back gradually. Again, in basketball, you're down by 20 points at halftime. No one's thinking you're going on a 20-0 run to start the third quarter. It's if we can cut it to within 14 by the 8-minute mark, if we can cut to within 10 by the start of the fourth quarter, you got to do things gradually.
You've been listening to BDJ Daily Torah, a service of B'nai David Judea Congregation in Los Angeles. To learn more about our synagogue, visit bnaidavid.com.